Hello, hello. I'm Gary Francisco from Cisco Kid Records right here in Wilmington, North Carolina. And I'm back for another video. It's been a while since I've done one. And I have a lot of new things to show you. I picked up a ton of records for April. And I hope that you have too, and found some good things that you can keep for your collection, or maybe even trade or sell to get something that you really want. RSD came and gone, and so we are on the other end of that, and I've seen prices all over the internet. They're kind of crazy for some of those albums, but I hope you found what you wanted. I don't do RSD Record Store Day and anymore. I used to way back when, but it's just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of not my thing. So I do try to support record stores that sell used records and things like that, and so I picked up a lot of records for April. I've been seeing a lot of videos though online and on YouTube and different places that are touting the 5 most important records you must have for your collection, or you must have these 10 records in your collection, or you are not a record collector and you suck. But I digress. I don't do that. I figure whatever you collect is your business. I'm not going to tell you you must get this record. You know, you may not like what I like, and I may not like what you like. I don't have any, I'm trying to think of a band that says you must have. I don't have any Miles Davis in my collection. I don't have Kinda Blue. I don't have Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. I have one Led Zeppelin record. I have 1 or 2 Beatles records. You know, I don't have all of these. I don't have any Bob Dylan records. No offense to Bob Dylan. He's coming to Wilmington here in a few months. But that's not my thing. I don't have any Grateful Dead records either. I buy them and I sell them because I know people love them. But for me to say you must have this in your collection, it's just crazy. And I'm not going to say that. And, you know, that's up to you. But I will say, you know, I've picked up a bunch of records in April. Was able to go up and visit a guy who had thousands of records, and picked up a few from him, and I found some here and there, some in Virginia. I've gotten a few in the mail, and but most of them I've just been digging around town and found some good stuff. So I'm going to show those to you today and talk to you a little bit about what's coming up, where you can find me at Cisco Kid Records. May is going to be a busy month for me, and I'm excited about it. But for now, let me show you some of the things I've picked up here lately. Hope it's a little bit warmer than it is here in the Port City, man. It's downright cold today. You know, I'm wearing a Santa Claus shirt just for that reason. So let me show you some stuff I've picked up here. And some of these I've cleaned and some of these I haven't. You know, I'm not going to go over all of them. I got to find a place to lay them. All right, let's make them right here. Look at that. I've never owned that record. Isaac Hayes. Pretty cool. So yeah, post in the comments below some of the things that you've been picking up, things that you've been finding. I love me some Dan Hartman. Fun fact, and you probably already know it, but you know, Dan Hartman used to play for Edgar Winter. Wrote the song Free Ride. Come on and take a free ride. Woo. Okay. This is a great record, man. If you don't have this in your collection, but it is a great record, and a lot of people don't know that it's the great Janis. So, yeah, you might want to check it out. I'm not saying you have to buy it. I'm not saying it has to go in your collection, but you might want to check it out. Classical Gas. I've had some. Well, never mind. Great. Ronnie Montrose. Ronnie Montrose on Gamma. This is an album I've never owned before either. And here's a heater that I've never owned either. It's just beautiful. Plays fantastic. First pressing. This is one picked up really cheap. So there's a few of those. Let me get a few more out of here. Had some good digs. Picked up one or two. Enter the Wu-Tang. This is really great. JJ and Kai. Little Lisa Hartman, you remember her? Little Tabitha from Bewitched, I think, when she was little. Someone had asked me for this album. They said, do you have that album that has Wildfire on it? And I'm like, well, I don't, but I found it last week, actually. And boy, this is a great, great album. It's insane. And this is fantastic, too. And I was able to pick up some records. I think I have, yeah, I think this is maybe, well, there's some of them in some other places. But I picked up a bunch of World War II or war-related soundtracks. And of course, this is one of my favorite, The Dirty Dozen. Great little folk album here. Nice little comp. It's like a little sampler, a little portrait sampler, jazz comp. And who doesn't like Al Di Meola? Incredible guitar player. Some great records here. Here's some more. It's a great little band. I hear Prophet. Don't hear much about them. Nice hair metal from the 80s. More Dan Hartman. That's a pretty cool cover. Great, great Santana record. Mary Jane Girls. In my house. These I haven't played yet. Oh, finally found a great copy of The Warriors. And so excited! I was so excited to get that. Cufflinks, Blast. Let's see here, what else? What else is in this box? Got some Vassar, Andreas. This great harp music, background harp music. Focus, little Prague, Horowitz. It's a nice, great album here, Thin Lizzy. Here, this completes my Michael Jackson trilogy, just in time for the movie. And so now I have Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad. But I've been trying forever to get this record. It's hard to find for some reason. But this is one I've never owned. What a gem. Gorgeous. Great copy of this one too. Now I need Rhythm Nation. That's the next one on my list for that. Awesome. Classical music. I bought this just for the cover. Look at that. Kind of creepy looking, isn't it? Okay. I think you might have seen one of these before. This one I think I've shown you before, Leon Redbone. All right. And so that's some albums that I've picked up. Let me show you. Sorry, my head and my hairy looking back, whatever's in the way. But get these out of the way. I'll show you some more. Here's those other records. War-related, Devil's Brigade, Lipstick. Look at that, Krakatoa. Look at that, love that. These are sealed, by the way. I'm debating on whether to open them. There's Bridge over the River Kwai. This was awesome. I've never seen that one before. So, ever seen that one? Life in a Northern Town. Glamorous Life, Sheila E. Okay. Some more here. These I still need to clean and play test. All of my used records, I always clean them and play test them before putting them up for sale. Although, man, that's gorgeous. I might keep that. That's her greatest hits. And look at that. I love Christmas, and it's Roy and Dale. And this is interesting. Never heard of the Silly Sisters, I don't think. I've heard of Pseudo Echo. Not sure which song is theirs. This right here is pretty cool. Smith. Trapezoid. T-Connection. Yeah. It's a hard. Well, that song's not on that one. Oh, there's T-Connection. But it is on this one. It's a heartache, Bonnie Tyler. Stompers. It's albums I've never really seen before. These are the ones I picked up. Love the Stone Ponies. Been trying to find those. These are the ones I picked up in that collection last week, and I was really glad to get them. There's T-Connection, and here's their first album, Magic. A few more here, and then we'll shut this one out. This is B.J. Thomas. Someone asked me about B.J. Thomas, and so I picked up a couple. A great album right there. J.J. Walker, or Junior Walker. That's some good stuff right here of Junior Walker. Had two of those, so this one ain't got them. Seven Bridges Road, original writer there, Steve Young. And then this fella showed up. So I picked up a few from Paul Young. So that's a lot of records that I've picked up. That doesn't count two other complete boxes, and maybe I'll show you those next time. So I'm hoping you picked up some great records too. I picked up all of those in the month of April, and along with a couple more boxes at least. So hope you had a good month of record collecting. May is coming up, and Cisco Kid Records, I'm set up at 2 or 3 different places. May the 2nd, this Saturday, I'll be set up at Dirtbag Ales for their semi-annual. They have a record show twice a year, usually in May, and then the other times in November. And it's always a great time. Dirtbag Ales in Hope Mills, North Carolina, just outside of Fayetteville. If you get a chance to be up there next Saturday, it's going to be a great day. It's a beautiful brewery, and it had plenty of space, plenty of parking, great food, and it's going to be a good time. There's about 10 or so vendors that's going to be there, and we're going to bring the heat. So please come up and support Dirtbag Ales. Shannon and the folks up there are doing a great job. And you can find me there on the 2nd. On May the 17th, I'll be at the Eagles Dare here in Wilmington. It's down on 3rd Street, and it's actually a yard sale. So I'll be bringing a lot more than records. In fact, I'll probably have less records than I'll have anything else. I'm bringing comic books and hats. I've been buying a lot of sports hats. I have some old antique bottles, some regular books for sale, some figures, some jewelry, mugs. My wife's like, here, sell this. Here, sell this. Here, sell this. You know, I'm like, okay. But it's a yard sale, so that's what we're doing. And that's May the 17th at the Eagles Dare. And then May 31st, we'll be back at Leland Brewery. Man, those folks over there take good care of us too. And we'll be back at Leland Brewing on May the 31st from 1 to 5. And they have a beautiful little setup over there in Leland, North Carolina. So if you're around the Brunswick County area or Wilmington area, at the end of the month, we'll close out the month the right way with beer and records. What better way can you close out the month? Beer and vinyl. Come and have a cold one, see some old friends, dig some good records. Ernie and I will be there, and we're trying to get Jimmy there. I don't think he's going to make it with us that day. But Ernie, the Trailer Park Pimp, my buddy, he will be there. Give him a shout out in the comments below. Yesterday was his birthday, and yeah, he's a great guy. He keeps me up to date on everything that's going on. And also give a shout out to my buddy Lingham from Infinite Spins. He had a bicycle wreck and broke his wrist, which has severely affected his ability to go out and spin music. It's what some of the things he does, and also work at Special Pedals in Wilmington. There is a GoFundMe online, and he's raising money. He's had surgery, but the bill is crazy. And so if you can give him some love, that'll be much appreciated. Lingham at Infinite Spins. That's it for me. Again, I'm Gary Francisco, Cisco Kid Records, and thank you for tuning in today. Give me a like, give me a follow if you wish. Tell everybody about this video, and then share below all the things that you picked up in the month of April, including Record Store Day if you got some good deals. All right? Take care. I'll catch you down the road.